Hi everybody, I'm Tim Bulot. Welcome to another Training to Survive. Tonight is episode 8 as we are moving along in our first season of our 1996 rejuvenated, re-edited, and born again cable TV series. So we put a lot of work into this one. So if you know how video worked back in that day, it was on videotape, the originals from the cameras, and then it was edited through, I had a video toaster and a mixer, of course, and they put the titles in there and the special effects. So it was edited through those devices to another video machine, to another videotape. So you had one generation loss there. Now, it's not really noticeable, but when you sit in front of a monitor and you look at hours and hours and hours of video footage, you can see generation loss, and it just bothers me. So I've gone back and pulled out all these camera originals again of the original takes that we did, and I find myself going back into the program more and more and just covering the old footage up with first generation capture. So now when I capture it, I don't go to tape, we go straight into digital tape, or better yet, just through a firewire cable into the computer, and we capture it, and there's virtually no generation loss that way. So what you see is pretty much first generation right out of the camera. Now the other side of that is YouTube pretty much destroys it. I mean, they compress it so bad that when they stream it, it looks horrible compared to the way that I see it. But nevertheless, we're putting work into it. We upscale it to high def and so forth. But as the show progresses, you're going to see more up-to-date modern martial arts footage in here. Matter of fact, we're going to start with that in this show tonight. So tonight's lineup, we've got the Martial Arts Video Archives with Master Michael Park. Again, he's back for part 2 of the Hapkido wrist grab. So if you go back a few shows, you'll catch part 1. And then last week we had Kaji Kenpo. Now the Kaji Kenpo was filmed in about 2011, like I said, and this was filmed back in 1996 also. So you're going to see kind of his evolution there from where he is now back to where he was then, and so forth. Fantastic martial artists there. So anyway, we'll get right into that right off the bat, because that's Martial Arts Video Archives. Those will be first up. After that, we've got crime prevention with Officer Rick. He's going to talk about campus safety, and that's a good topic tonight. I got 2 kids in college, and that's what it's all about. So that's relevant even today. After that, my good friend and instructor at my school, Rodale Bird, is going to do some sparring with the kids, work on some techniques, and a little bit, pad up a little bit, and some hands-on. On the mat, we've got some freestyle techniques, part 3 of our Kenpo Freestyle series. And then to wrap it up, we're going to modern martial arts. We've got Western boxing, Olympic style boxing with John Determan, a very interesting and a fantastic boxing coach. Just a great person all the way around, so you're going to want to stick around for that one. So anyway, let's get right into it. Episode number 8, going back to 1996, at least for the first part. Let's do this. everybody, I'm Tim Bulot, the owner and the head instructor of the Academy of Kenpo Karate, located right here in Irving, Texas. Welcome to another exciting edition of Training to Survive. We've got a great lineup for you today with something in our program for the entire family. So get ready for it and let's get started.
Okay, let's look at techniques number 9 and 10. Roll the wrist and control him at this point by dropping down. Push back up and step through. Mirror his legs behind him and control the pressure point between his neck and collarbone. And then kick up on his left leg. After he drops, control the wrist, chop, and then clear. Let's look at it again on this side, please. Rotate the wrist and lock him down. Step back through. Control the pressure point as you kick up in this area. After he's down, chop and clear. All right? Number 10. Rotate the hand up, control the wrist, apply pressure, come back around, chop him in the neck, step deep behind his leg, and come up deep, close to his armpit, bend his posture at the knee, apply pressure, and then dump him. From this angle, rotate. Lady horse stance, apply pressure, chop or backhand to the face area, step in, break his posture down, and then drop him. Okay, techniques number 11 and 12 involve hip throws, a front hip throw with an arm bar assist, and a reverse hip throw or a hip drop. Let's look at these. Number 11, rotate the wrist, step in what we call lady horse stance, apply pressure, strike the solar plexus, extend the arm, bend the arm across your chest as you apply a pressure point on his right rib area so he can't escape. Enter with the hips, and with the arm bar assist, throw over. All right? From this side, please. Hip throw, rotate, strike, enter. All right, let's look at number 12 now. Reverse hip throw. Extend the wrist, control the wrist. Strike the ball of the shoulder to knock him off the line. Control the neck, step behind him. Rotate the wrist and lift him up. Step back and allow him to drop. This angle, please. Number 12. Extend, control the wrist and grab. Strike the shoulder and pull to your hip, which turns him. Step behind, rotate the arm, lift him, and then remove your foot and let him fall. Let's look at the last two techniques in this basic series, number 13 and 14. Number 13 is what we call a fireman's throw. From the wrist grab, rotate the wrist, control his wrist, apply pressure. Strike in the chest. Step behind, put an arm bar across your back, lift the leg in this manner with a straight back, and throw. All right, sir, from this side. Number 13. All right. And number 14, last technique in this series. Lift the wrist and control the wrist. Step in and grab on the inside of the elbow. Circle and throw. From this angle, we often drop our knee down on the bicep. Last technique from this side. Lift the wrist and grab. Step in and control the elbow. Enter and throw. Okay, now that you've seen the fundamentals of these basic techniques against wrist grab, let's look at how you can enhance these techniques as your training advances. I'll pick number 4, for example. On number 4, if you'll recall, we rotated the wrist like this, dropped the hand down and controlled his wrist, and then dropped our knee for the throw. Let's look at that one time. Master 8 has to do almost a backflip to escape from that technique. This time, however, instead of controlling his wrist with my hand, I'm going to rotate in a faster manner and control the wrist with my wrist. I'm not going to pause to grab his wrist. It's a little faster technique, a little more advanced. Okay? Thank you.
Hello, I'm Officer Rick Cutler with Irving Police Department. Back with you again this week to provide you another crime prevention tip. This week we're going to focus on staying safe in a college campus. If living on campus, let's lock all doors and windows even if we're leaving for a short time. Let's not leave large sums of money or expensive items out in the open. If you see any broken windows or any broken lights, report it to the maintenance staff or the security staff as soon as possible. In all the reported rape cases on college campuses, the women knew their attackers. So be very careful in inviting any casual acquaintance up to your dorm room to study or just hang out. When walking to class, especially at night, let's take a well-lit route and let's walk with friends. Avoid isolated and wooded areas when walking to class. That's our crime prevention tip for this week. Enjoy the rest of the show.
Hello and welcome back. My name is Rodell Bird. I'm the Director of Children's Activities here at the Academy of Kenpo Karate. And what we're going to do today is we're going to talk about children's sparring. Now, children's sparring and sparring in general is the sport aspect of martial arts. It's not really designed so much for self-defense as some of the techniques are and some of our offensive street sparring is, but this is a sport aspect. This is where our children get a chance to work their spot and ante, to react to other children giving attacks and to return attacks in exchange. And it also provides them a good, hard sweating workout. So we get a chance to see that. Main concern whenever we talk about sparring and whenever we talk about any type of sport activity at all is safety. And we're going to talk about some of the safety equipment which our children wear when they're doing their sparring. Amanda, can you come on up? This is Amanda, and you'll see that she's fully outfitted here for sparring, okay? Now, if we're going to do head contact, then we'll allow them to wear this helmet. This helmet has a face shield, okay? It's got good cushions here so that when punches come in, they don't hurt Amanda here. That's not hurting too bad, is it, Amanda? Kind of jarring your head a little bit, but it's okay, okay? Notice Amanda's also wearing a mouthpiece, okay? Keep down mom and dad's dental bill, okay? Notice also that she's got these gloves on, okay? These gloves first off protect her hands from injury, and of course they also protect her opponents when she's doing strikes, okay? Also we notice that she's got on some little booties here, okay? Foot protectors, okay? And they cover her feet up so that the kicks aren't as hard, so that it absorbs some of the power, and also that she doesn't injure her feet. So, you wearing shin protectors too? She's got her shin protectors on also, okay? So if she gets a kick down here, or somehow when she's throwing a kick, she rubs her shin, it doesn't cause any damage to her, okay? So that's the safety equipment that we have our children wearing today, okay? And whenever your children engage in any type of contact sparring where they're actually going to be putting hands on each other, they need to be wearing safety equipment. Miles, why don't you come on up? Good. And let's see, let's start off with a little bit of full sparring, just some sparring, loose sparring. We're not going to spar for points right now, but just for combination and everything. Remember, when I say break, I want you to break, okay? So, I want you to turn, face each other. Good. Bow to each other. Good. And bow to me. Good. Miles, why don't you move on in? Amanda, take a few steps back if you would. Good. Miles, come on in. And fighting positions. And ready. And fight. Good. Combinations. Good. Break. And back to the center. Ready. Hang in there, Miles. I'll let her chase you out. I know she's a little bit bigger and you're trying to keep your distance, but use circles. Use circles. And fight. Good. Don't forget the ki and break. Good. And back in. Stay in here, Miles. Hang in there with her. Okay, and fight. Good. Good combinations. Good combinations. Good, Miles. There you go. Get in there. Get in there. Good circle, Miles. Good circle. Good combinations. And break. Good. Landing some good punches there. Ready. And let's switch you. Miles this side. Amanda over here. give you a different stance. Okay, and let's try something here, okay? I want you both to grab your gis right here, okay? Kicks only. Kicks only. Ready, and fight. Good, good, and break, and back to center, and ready, and fight. This is a great way to improve your kicks and to work your kicks in combination. It's a little bit of a challenge, isn't it? Good, and break. Good, and back to center. Okay, let's see. Let go of your gis. Good fighting stance. And hand techniques only, no kicks, hand techniques. Now, you're both going to feel an urge to want to kick, okay, but don't kick. Use your hands only. Ready? And fight. No kicking. Don't kick, Miles. Keep your feet down. Keep your feet. Act like the little nails there. And break. And back to center. Ready. And fight. Good back knuckle, Amanda. Good. Try some other combinations. Use a forward bow with that punch. You'll find it'll get in there. Good shot there, Miles. Good. Try different techniques. Good back knuckle. And break. Miles, keep your feet down for now. Ready. And one more round. And fight. Good. Good punch there, Amanda. Good counter, Miles. Good. Miles, keep your feet down. Good. And break. Good. Okay. And face each other. Good. Is everyone all right?
Sir.
No one's hurt, right? No injuries? No eyes swelling up or noses bleeding or anything? Well, that's good because we want to be safe. Okay, now you notice that when you started sparring, Miles, you did real good because Amanda's using her extra length to keep you at a distance, okay? So you're trying to penetrate and get in there, and that's real good. Okay, let's do a little point sparring, okay? Thing is, the first point scores, and we break, assess the point, and then we keep on going. Are you ready?
Sure.
Okay, and face each other. And point sparring, fighting stance. And fight. Break. Okay, 1 point, punch to the head. Ready, and fight. Break. Good. 1 point, reverse punch to the head. Good shot, Amanda. Ready, and fight. Get a clean shot in there, clean shots. Break. Okay, and together, kind of a clash there. Both score at the same time. No point assessed. Ready, and fight. Good. See, clean shots. That's a good kick, Amanda. Good. Break. Good. And it looked like 2 in there. Okay, so we've got 2 here, 1 here. Ready, and fight. Good. Way to close in there, Miles. Don't look for me for the point. Break. Good. Okay, side kick kind of got in there, Miles. Almost blocked it, but didn't quite. Okay, so we've got 3. Okay, and let's switch positions. Good job. We're going to start it all over again. Okay, so we're starting from scratch. Getting kind of tired?
Sure.
Okay. 2 more minutes. Ready, and fight. Break. And up. Good. Amanda, when you throw your kick, snap it right back. Okay, so he can't get under there like that, okay? Miles, try not to sweep your sister to the floor, okay? Ready, and fight. Good. Break. Good. Good control. Want good control here. Ready, and fight. Break. Good. And back to the center. Punch in there, but it was after the break. And fight. Break. Good. Okay, got to clash. You kind of tangle each other up, okay? You're going to have to back out of there and get clean shots in, okay? Clean shots. Ready. Fighting stance. Guard up. And fight. Good. And break. 1 point, Amanda. You're doing fine, though, Miles. Stick in there. Relax. Relax. Breathe. And 1 more round. And fight. Don't grab it. Don't grab. Break. 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 After the break. When I say break, break. Okay? Good. Don't grab it. Okay? Just respond. Okay? Get in there. You need to get inside. Ready. And fight. Good. Good. Break. Good. Okay. And 1 punch. You okay there, Miles? Okay. And break. Good. And face each other. And bow. Good. And face me. And bow. Good. You guys spar really good, okay? Remember, you want to keep control, okay? Use circles. Don't go straight forward, straight back, okay? And thank you. And have a seat. That's just an example of the type of sparring that you can do. You can do sparring safely so that no one gets injured, and the kids really enjoy it, and they really, really go after each other, as you can see. It's a good workout for them. And that'll end this segment. See you next time when we come to the Children's Corner on our program.
Okay, tonight on the mat, we have part 3 of our Kenpo Freestyle series. Now, this piece here was actually shot in about 1994, maybe 1995, okay? It's an old piece. And, you know, I don't teach so much now like I did back then, but those principles still apply. Now, Kenpo Freestyle, that is our offense, okay? And you can combine that with aspects of your self-defense as well, okay? Just because a move is in a self-defense technique doesn't mean that it can't be applied in an offensive technique. Simply the entries are what's going to change. So that's what you're going to see me teaching in this next segment here is, you know, every move, every piece of these techniques that I'm showing you were pulled from various parts of the Kenpo system. Be it the offensive side, we're pulling more or less out from the purple belt level, and on the defensive side, the self-defense side of Kenpo, you're going to see bits and pieces of techniques throughout all the belts as we intertwine them together in our freestyle street sparring techniques here. So let's get right into it. Back from about 1995, let's say, Kenpo street freestyle techniques.
Okay, on this next technique, we're going to take a little bit of a different approach to get inside and finishing our opponent off. Okay, Craig, come on in. Okay, now we're going to start from a left to left. The first ones we did were right to right. Now you may choose, if you're right-handed, and the majority of the public is, you may choose to get in with that right side so you can utilize that to your best advantage, okay? Now, Craig, if you would open up a little bit like a street fighter. Now remember, I told you our first line of attack was from here to the ground and from the foot straight up, so that's exactly what we're going to do here. So Craig comes in, he's being aggressive with me, and he's caught me with my weak side forward, with my left side forward, okay? Now I want to get to where I can use my right side to the best of my advantage, so I'm still going to hook and grab here, but simultaneously with this action, I'm going to do a thrusting sweep kick to that leg, to break the knee, okay? Now as I do this, I'm going to kick, clean this out of the way, and I'm going to plant as I step in, and there's my punch again, okay? Now remember, we're setting up our target shot by shot, so I want to get the head down, so I'm going to check on this arm, forward bow, and I'm going to pop uppercut to the ribs to get the head down. Now I've got my right hand in a good position. I can rip the face, but I'm going to punch, but I'm going to miss the face and use the forearm to strike right up under the chin, okay, to lift that up, break the jaw. Let's look at it again. Okay, Craig comes in, I hook and grab, remember controlling height, width, and depth, and I thrusting sweep kick to that knee. So it's 1, 2, check, 3, lift. Okay, from this position here, I'm going to let this circle through, and I'm going to roll a back knuckle right to the solar plexus. Bam, put this in there, okay? I'm going to check across the body, slide up. I'm going to hook kick, attacking these femoral nerves again. Roundhouse kick, cross out, back knuckle to any available target. Finish him off with a heel kick, pop, and cross out of the situation, okay? Let's look at it again. What's the most important moves of these techniques? The entries. The first move, and our entry here is hook, grab, and break, okay? So I hook, grab, and break, and the rest of the technique is just follow up. Bam! Just for your information. And like I said, you can alter these and change them to fit the situation. Okay, let's take a look at this technique again. We're going to do it a little bit faster and hit a little harder here, but be extra careful when you're working techniques with these type of targets, such as that lifting forearm strike under the jaw. It can be very, very dangerous, and just in practice, if you take it a little too close in, a little too fast, you can really hurt your partner. Now keep in mind that any of these techniques that we're going to cover in this video, they can be worked off of both sides. You can do them with your left side forward and with your right side forward, and practice the mirror image of these techniques. Now we're going to take another situation where we're left to left, and when we get our right side in front, we're going to use that strong right hand to finish the job. And if you were left-handed, you could do it the other way. Okay, Billy, come on in. Now we're going to start out in this left to left situation, like I said. Now keep it in mind, what's our first line of attack? The outer perimeter, okay? So I'm gonna go up high and I'm gonna attack the arm again. Now, action beats reaction. We've learned that before. So what I'm going to do while Billy's got his hands up in a boxer's type position is I'm going to step through and I'm going to hammer this arm, okay? Now if I bring this up and raise it up to hit, he's going to see that and he's going to disengage. He's going to pull back, okay? So I've got to make a clean sweep. I've got to move from point of origin, pop, and I'm going to step through and hit that with a hammer fist, okay? Watch it slow. Now notice the pads for protection. From here, boom, step through and hit. And now if the hand moves from where it's at, it's going to beat the foot to the position in which the foot's going to be finishing in. That's okay. I can move from here, from my left neutral, and if my foot comes later, there's nothing wrong with that. Okay, now you can see the way that this sets him up. Okay, it turns him away. It's extremely painful, and this may be all that it takes to end this situation. So a little bit slower. I'm going to cross, hammer, turning him away. If he's smart, he's going to back up, and we know that's coming. So the next move for us is going to be a left front crossover, and I'm going to shoot a back knuckle right to the face. What does this do? It raises the hands and gives us a target of a heel palm to the floating rib, and I can end this with a kick of any type as I cover out. Okay, let's look at it again. Left to left. I'm going to step through and hit with that hammer. Boom! I'm going to cross over and back knuckle. Brings the hands up. I'm going to unwind from my twist, heel palm, and that gives me a kick, and then I cross out. Okay? Now, come on up, Billy. Now let's look at it from a different perspective here. Left to left, and if he's in a little bit closer, come on in. My hammer fist might still reach, but I'm too close to utilize that step through, okay? So what I'm going to do from here is I'm going to switch, okay? This is extremely painful. I'm switching in place and I'm hammering down on the radial nerve on the arm. So I'm getting all the weight of my body behind this, a lot of marriage of gravity. So I switch and hammer, okay? Now this very easily can drop your opponent. It's that powerful. So from this position, I'm going to give you a second version of the technique. I'm still going to cross and shoot my back knuckle, okay? I'm going to unwind and I'm just going to rip through with the heel palm and let it feed a spinning heel kick to the solar plexus, okay? Let's look at that again. Okay, I switch, bam, put him on the ground. I'm going to cross, hit with a back knuckle, unwind and rip, and boom, hit with a kick, and I'm out. Okay, come on up, Billy. Let's go back and review the first version again with the step through hammer, cross, back knuckle, unwind, heel palm, kick, and you're out. The second version again, I'm going to switch and he drops to the ground, so we're addressing both. He's down, cross, bam, back knuckle, unwind, rip, kick, and you're out. Come on up, Billy. Okay, thanks. Okay, I want you to practice both of those because they both they start the same way, but they address a different ending.
All right, so we're going to hit modern martial arts. Now, this is a new section that we're doing, and we're doing this by request. People want to see what's going on today, so we're going to put what's going on today. And you're also going to see a change in the video quality when we go to modern martial arts, because we're shooting that with modern video gear, as we should. And what we're going to do in this section is we're going to go out and visit certain schools and quality schools, quality instructors, and bring to you what they have to offer. And we're going to start out today with none less than John Determan from Blue Line Boxing. Now, Blue Line Boxing and Fitness is a boxing club here in Waxahachie off of Highway 66. It's owned by Johnny Determan, Johnny the Law Determan, and both Johnny and his father, John, have a law enforcement background. Johnny is a local police officer here, as I am, and his father, John, is a longtime corrections officer with a lot of instructor certs. So they bring a realistic view to boxing. You can bet that John has had to punch his way out of a few situations in a correctional facility before, in self-defense, of course. And hearing me talk a lot about the streets, it gives you a different perspective on martial arts. Now, some of you may say, what does boxing have to do with martial arts? It's got everything to do with martial arts. So the majority of martial arts have some aspects of boxing in them, and if they don't, they should. Okay, so if you're looking to improve your hand skills and beef up your fitness, then check out boxing, and no better place than Blue Line Boxing and Fitness here in Waxahachie. So anyway, John Determan. He's more than 3 decades of a boxing coach, boxing trainer, very interesting man with a very in-depth background on boxing. He's authored a book called Secrets of the Simple Man. You can see that here and so forth. It's available on Amazon. And what can I say about John? I'm going to just read a little bit of the dedication of his book here. So this is coming straight out of the book and so forth. And this was written by a third party. John Determan is everything that is great about the sport of boxing. A man of faith and family, and a former fighter who fought both amateur and professional. John has given so much of himself to the sport he fell in love with as a young man. More importantly than what John himself got from the sport is what he has given. The countless kids who have walked through those gym doors left as better people because of guys like John Determan, and now also his son Johnny, who is carrying that flame, true father and son team there. So today we're going to be with John. John's going to give us basically an introductory lesson, some simple work on the heavy bag as well as the speed bag, kind of what you'd be starting out with if you actually went to their studio. We'll get with Johnny here a little bit later, but for right now, let's go to John Determan. 30 years of boxer, coach, and training, and let's see what he's got to offer us on the heavy bag and the speed bag.
I'm John Determan with Blue Line Boxing. I've trained boxers for over 30 years. I have a son and daughter that are both accomplished boxers that have won national titles. We run Blue Line Boxing and Fitness in Waxahachie, Texas. Okay, we teach Olympic style boxing, where our feet are slightly spread apart in a T stance, our chin is down. When our hands come up, our right hand's next to our right jaw, and our jab hand, our front hand is out in front. Okay, simple jab, you're coming out and turning over. It's so important that you turn that punch over. You have more velocity, it's a harder punch when you're coming over like that. It's also what cuts somebody in the ring when you have gloves on. So a jab is all arm. I'm not moving, but I can do a power jab and take a step and jab, or just stay right where I'm at and jab. Okay? The right hand is shoulder, hip, and your foot turning. Right hand comes right off the jaw, and a perfect right hand, you're looking straight down it. My shoulder's protecting my jaw. So just speeding it up a little bit. We're landing with the knuckle part of our hand. My weight's now on my left foot, so I can come back with a jab, another jab. I can come back with a hook from this position. The hands up, chin down, weight distributed somewhat equally. I'm on the ball of my front foot so I can push off or come forward. Always keeping my chin down. Chin is what gets you knocked out. Okay, the basic jab. We're going to pick it up a little bit. We're coming straight out and over, landing it flush with our knuckles. And we put the left right behind it, put the right hand behind it. If you're hitting that bag and it's moving, you're pushing your punches. So as soon as you hit that bag, you're bringing your hand back. Left, right, left, right. I'm pivoting and turning that right hand. We can go 2 jabs in a right. Jab, jab, right. Or left, right, and a hook. When we're landing the hook, we want to land it like this, not like this. You'll hurt your shoulder. Boom, boom, boom. You want that thumb down when you're landing that hook. Get the flesh of your hand on the person. Normally that left hook comes after a right hand. I turn like this, now my weight's over on this foot. I'm bringing that weight back with the pivot of my hips. Straight 1, 2, 3.
Left, right hook. 2 jabs and right. It's important when hitting the bag, you're simulating that's a person. So really doing some slipping, bobbing and weaving before and after you throw. So the heavy bag, normally a person should be going 5 to 7, 8 rounds. If you're a pro fighter, maybe 9 to 12 rounds working the heavy bag. We do 3-minute rounds. Obviously you can start out at 1s or 2s, but it's important for your endurance, your stamina, working on your head movement, working on your punches, and it all helps bring all the boxing together. Today we're going to be talking about the speed bag. It's very important. Anybody in the boxing field uses the speed bag for hand-eye coordination and to help your shoulder strength, it simulates keeping your hands up. If you walk into a gym and you have a speed bag down here, it's not right. It needs to be above your eyes. So you just start. You can start slowly, drive you crazy for a while, find that sweet spot, and you can start picking up the speed on it. You can do both hands. You can alternate between hands or just keep one hand. Get going. You can start crisscrossing, doing kind of a figure 8. Again, this is for hand-eye coordination and keeping those shoulders and those hands up. The hands should be kept here the whole time, not down here and coming up, but kept up high. Recommend 10 minutes a night on the speed bag. After you're done, you'll feel a little bit of burning in your shoulders, but again, it helps that hand-eye coordination and helping you keep your hands up. With the speed bag, there's a sweet spot, I would call it, right in here. If you hit it too high or you hit it too low, it's not going to go right. So just using one hand, again, you just got to be patient, let it hit a couple times in between. Doesn't have to be fast. It's helping my hand-eye coordination right now and keeping that left hand up. Okay? Just hitting it straight. Okay, if you go a little bit off center, you can bring it back center. Off center, just hit it right back center. If we incorporate the right hand into it, we're just alternating between our two hands now, hitting in the same sweet spot. As you get going, as you get more comfortable with it, you just pick up the speed. Again, we're keeping our hands up, our eyes focused on there. Hitting it in that same sweet spot. If it goes a little bit off center, you just hit it centered again. You can go twice with one hand, twice with the other, or alternate hands. The benefits of a speed bag are invaluable. It's helping your hand-eye coordination for boxing, your timing on throwing your punches, and it's also helping your shoulders to simulate keeping your hands up during a boxing match or during a fight. And so we recommend doing 3 to 5 rounds a night on the speed bag to help benefits you in the game of boxing.
Okay, so that's going to wrap up tonight's show. I'd like to thank Master Michael Park and Mr. John Determan for joining us tonight and sharing their knowledge with us, okay? Be sure and support us to keep this endeavor going. We need your likes, we need your shares, and most of all, we need those subscriptions, okay? That's what keeps us motivated. It gives us the drive to go out and keep doing what we're doing. The new section tonight is the first in what we hope to be a continuing expansion, so to speak, of the show as we go out and visit other martial arts schools and clubs. So we would like to get some feedback from you on that, on what you would like to see on our new modern martial arts. In the meantime, we're going to keep pulling from those archives and bringing you those iconic footage and lessons from the past. So anyway, episode 8 tonight. We've enjoyed it. This is 4th of July, and what a way to wrap it up by working on some martial arts and Kenpo with you guys tonight. So anyway, y'all take care. We'll see you next week on episode 9. We're already working on it. Looking forward to it.
Okay, this concludes this edition of Training to Survive. I hope you've enjoyed it, because we certainly enjoyed presenting this information to you. Keep your comments and suggestions coming. We certainly enjoy reading them, and the good question from you can act as an educator for other viewers, so keep that in mind also. So write to us or give us a call at the Academy of Kenpo Karate, located at 3325 West Rochelle Road, Irving, Texas, 75062, and that phone number is area code 972-256-3969. Stay safe, and we'll see you next time.